Hello, everybody. Robert Miller here in Nashville at the Avid Live Connect event. And what we've just done is we've really introduced two new control surfaces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a little time here taking you through the new Avid S1 control surface. So many of you might be familiar with the Artist Mix. Well, this is the next generation Artist Mix, and we've really expanded the capabilities and the amount of control that you can get with Pro Tools with this. So in front of me, I'm sitting in front of actually two Avid S1s, and they are also paired with a iPad Pro. And we've rewritten the Pro Tools Control app, a brand new from the ground up app. It's going to be called Avid Audio Control. And what's really unique about this app, first of all, it's running on an iPad, right? But it's also available for Android. The second thing is we can actually turn this and you can see that it will work in either the landscape mode or in a portrait mode. So this is connecting up wirelessly to my Yukon network, and I have this, these are then wired in. And what we have is an 8-fader control surface. Very similar to what the Artist Mix was, but what we've done here is we've added these function keys at the bottom here, which are also color displays that will match the color coding that we put inside of Pro Tools. So I know that these are all my drums right now, and if I bank over to other ones, I can see bass here, I see my electric guitars, I can see my pianos, I can see my keyboards. So rich visual feedback, very similar to what we have with the Avid S4 or the Avid S6. The other nice thing that we've done here, which was always a little bit of a pet peeve for me, was the select and automation buttons were right here in the middle on the Artist Mix. And what we've done is we've moved them up to the top of the fader, which is a little bit easier to grab and get your hands on. And of course, then traditionally a mute button and a solo button here. This is having the same, high-resolution OLED displays that were used on the S3, and a lot more, higher resolution OLED that is there. And then, of course, when you don't, it's not required to use a pad, but it definitely enhances the whole experience to have, a tablet. In this case, the iPad Pro. But this will work with a smaller iPad. It will even actually work with your iPhone or Galaxy. Telephone as well too. So you get up to 4 channels on an iPhone. Some of the other things that are really cool about this is these when you set this up, these are both working in slave mode to the iPad that is in the dock, which then is really in the master mode. So it's able to give you like a mixer view, a tracks view, a channel view where we can go in and start editing, all of the different plugin parameters, as well as another mixer view here, and then all of the soft keys. Now, what I'm showing you here is pre-alpha at this point. This is the first 2 of these in the world right now, but it's phenomenal in terms of the amount of control that you have in a very small footprint. So you can start off with one of these and grow the amount of control as you go along. And what's really interesting about these guys is these are magnetically MSM, magnetic surface mating. So they're magnets that are in here, and as I bring them close to one another, they're going to lock, and now they're actually moving together as one whole surface on my desktop. So they're going to lock in, and we can grow the amount of S1s that we have up to 4 S1s, and then with the dock and another iPad, so you could have really a 32 or 33 fader control surface here. So when I hit play now, what you'll see is what these displays are going to give you is the same kind of metering that you'd have in Pro Tools. We can see the track name, we can see the automation state, we can see the input and the output. We can see which group it is assigned to if we have them assigned to different VCA groups. And if we take a look here, and this is going to, oh, well, there we go. So you can see, I can see some automation here. I'm seeing in this case, EQ. Now if I touch this here, now I'm taking a look at the dynamics, and if I touch it again, I'm seeing pan. So a lot of rich visual feedback. Again, we're seeing, up here, we're seeing gain reduction happening. Right now, these faders seem a little bit jumpy, but that's just because we're not really fully baked on this. But, when it ships, it's going to have the same kind of tremendous automation, features that we have with, with the, any of the Yukon control surfaces. So this is really an extension of the whole line of Yukon. And once you start really diving into getting your hands on all of the rich features that you can bring up through soft keys, on an artist series, of course, now the next generation, these S1, going up to the new S4 or even the S3, it's a familiar environment for you to really get your hands and be the most creative that you can be. Bringing an extension of your ears and your listening capabilities to having real faders, which is, I think, honestly, a way of putting a lot more nuance into any kind of mix. This is going to be tremendous. We're going to be shipping this product, close to the end of the year. At this point, we don't have an exact date for general availability, but it's going to be a tremendous improvement to everything that you've known and loved about what Artist Mix does, and having this rich visual feedback and being able to have either this in a master mode or in a slave mode for all of the rich visual feedback in monitoring and metering you're going to get. So thanks so much.